who also competed last year, is competing this year on her own with her project on Manuka Honey. Go ahead, Amelia.
Hi, my name is Amelia, and for my project, I investigated the antiseptic properties of Manuka honey. Antibiotic resistance has become a growing problem over the last few decades due to the overprescription and misuse of antibiotics, which has led to resistant and therefore untreatable strains of bacteria. These strains are particularly prevalent in hospitals, occasionally killing patients admitted for completely unrelated issues. This crisis has resulted in higher medical costs, longer hospital stays, and higher mortality rates. According to the BBC, more than 1.2 million people died worldwide in 2019 due to antibiotic-resistant bacterial infections, exceeding the yearly number of deaths from malaria or AIDS. Manuka honey was first discovered to have antibacterial properties in the 1980s by Professor Peter Mullen. However, the cause remained unknown until 2008. We now know these properties are due to methylglyoxal, an organic compound derived from the nectar of leptospermum flowers. This plant is native to New Zealand and therefore has traditionally been used by the indigenous Maori as a medicinal remedy. While more research still needs to be done before Manuka honey can become a common form of treatment, medical-grade honey has already proved to be effective in treating minor burns and wounds and can even be bought in the form of ointments or bandages in pharmacies. For this investigation, I compared the effect of Manuka honey on the growth of bacteria at different concentrations in order to determine the strength of its antiseptic properties. I also tested the antibiotics, along with local honey and water used as a control, on E. coli and S. aureus bacteria. This was done by placing discs soaked in the various solutions on agar plates inoculated with bacteria. I then measured the zones of inhibition and compared the results. The image on this slide shows the distinct zones of inhibition which were created by the Manuka honey discs. From my data, I was able to conclude that overall Manuka honey was effective in preventing the growth of E. coli and S. aureus bacteria. However, it became less effective as the concentration of the solutions decreased. I found Manuka honey had a greater effect on S. aureus than E. coli, which was expected, as my background research had shown antibiotics to be more effective against gram-positive bacteria, such as S. aureus. I also found Manuka honey to be more effective than local honey, demonstrating it was the specific compound, methylglyoxal, which is unique to Manuka honey, which had these strong antiseptic effects. I then compared the effects of common antibiotics used to treat both of these strains of bacteria with the Manuka honey to determine possible future implications in medicine. Surprisingly, the Manuka honey at 100% concentration was actually more effective for both strains of bacteria than the common antibiotic nitrofurantoin, however, was less effective than amoxicillin and chloramphenicol. The results gained in this investigation demonstrate that Manuka honey could have enormous future medical uses. Although medical-grade Manuka honey is expensive, it could be developed into treatments to combat antibiotic-resistant bacteria and reduce the overconsumption of antibiotics by acting as an alternative form of treatment. While the conclusion effectively answers my research question, it also creates uncertainty about the success of Manuka honey in treating antibiotic-resistant bacteria in clinical settings. Most previous data from my background research, as well as data collected in this experiment, have used in vitro methods. However, the honey could react differently when no longer performing in a laboratory setting when other factors are introduced. Although the future implications are unknown, Manuka honey has proved to have strong antiseptic properties and I believe is worthy of further investigation and attention from the medical community. Thank you.
Nice to see you again here.
Thank you.
So also another returning contestant. Tell me a bit more about your project this year.
Yeah, so this year I investigated the antiseptic properties of Manuka honey and compared the results with antibiotics.
Can you tell me a bit more about what triggered your choice of this topic this year?
Yeah, I don't really know. So I do the IB program, and for that we need to write an extended essay on any choice, on any topic we want. And I don't know, it took me a while to come up with it, but somehow...
But that's it. It's like on any topic you want.
Yes.
So why that one?
I love biology, and I want to study medicine after high school. So I want to do something medical related. And then I just came across this and thought it was really interesting.
Okay. Last year you participated as a team.
Yes.
This year you're alone.
Yes.
What was most difficult? Is it like better to participate as a team or alone now that you have a bit of experience? And it's just fresh, I know.
I'm definitely more comfortable with a teammate because then you're not
Okay.
alone. But I think it's easier to do the work by yourself because you don't have to coordinate with someone else.
Okay,
And
because
then,
we hear the two different sounds actually. Some people are really relieved of participating alone. Some people find that very difficult. So that's why we ask basically.
I don't know. I don't mind either way.
Okay.
I guess it has a lot to do with the personality also. Some people prefer alone, some people in teams. Do you like honey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I really like it as well. What do you think about how easy it is to find good honey or how difficult it is to find good honey? Because sometimes they sell things in the supermarket, it's not real honey. They don't have those benefits, I guess, right? We should invest more in finding the good ones, I guess, no?
Well, so the one I tested was specifically Manuka honey, which is from New Zealand because it's a specific type of plant. And yeah, it's very difficult and expensive to find Manuka honey that's high enough like quality so that it has these properties.
Yeah. Where do you find them? Just
That's-
curiosity.
I believe I ordered off Amazon,
Okay.
but it's very expensive, so it's not very accessible, to many people yet. But
How did you hear about that specific honey and that specific property of the honey?
I don't know. I had to come up with some sort of idea for my extended essay, so I was just doing a lot of research and I came across it.
Does it mean that it's the only honey that has this property, or you can find these similarities like in local honeys, or?
Well, so when I was doing my background research, I found another report, someone who tested Trigona honey,
Okay.
which also had these properties. And then in my report, I tested local honey as well, and it worked to some extent, just not as well as Manuka honey.
Okay, and how would you use it then?
The Manuka honey?
Yes.
So right now they sell it in like ointments or bandages.
Okay.
And so people will put it on like burns or open wounds, and it helps them heal and also prevents infection.
Is it something you can do yourself? Like basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can buy
all
from the
right.
pharmacy.
Okay, I see that, yeah.
And for normal, like using it for eating or in tea is also
Yeah, that
good,
as well.
no?
You can eat it. Yes.
Okay. It's really interesting. I will have to check in Amazon about this because yes,
Buy local first.
yes, for sure. I do it.
Are you going to return next year?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to college in the United States.
This is
so
not an excuse.
it might be difficult.
No. Hold on. You need just to come back for the contest. And then, this is so worth it.
I agree, but
No, I understand. And last year you were supposed to go to the cup, but you're going to go
Yes.
this year, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh yeah, we look forward for that.
I'm
because-
looking forward as well.
Yeah, yes, I can imagine. Any advice that you would have to give to someone that would be willing to participate for the first time next year, maybe?
I don't know. Do a project you're interested in because that makes it more fun and it's a great experience.
Is it difficult?
No, I don't. I think if you're interested in the project you're doing, it's not difficult, and the jury is very nice and they ask you questions just because they're interested, not to
Okay,
make
so
it difficult.
this is an important point. So basically, they are not trying to trap you. They
No,
are
no.
more curious about what you're doing, and so-
they offer advice, and they offered me further things I can do to explore and like the different aspects of my project and improve on it.
sounds friendly enough to me.
Yes,
Yes.
very
Okay.
fun.
Then many thanks for your participation again. We nonetheless cross our fingers for you for tomorrow and for next year.
Thank you.
Yes.
And-
Thank you.
yeah.
And good luck in college and
Thanks a lot.
everything. Okay. See you.